Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Finney here from Finney's Homebrew Emporium. We're going to try what I tried to do last time, the last shot of the last week, and not try and chuck it in the pot this time. So, what I had arrived in the post is this. I'll hold on to you quite hard. This is an induction plate. So, 2000 watt. So, from a standing start, last time it brought the pot to the boil in about 20-25 minutes. So what it does give me an advantage of, obviously we're having gas in the shop, bit of a, not too flash, and the cost of running gas all the time, like every time I have to fill it up it's $9 because you only need only a small amount. So this is about $85, and it should work pretty well, I hope. And should keep a nice rolling boil. I always found with the gas, because it was such a small bottle, boiling for an hour, by the end it got really cold, and so the boil wouldn't be too consistent. But with this, there should be no problems with that. So I was working out, you can drop it down to about 1200, like this thing at the front's got a bit of control, you can drop it down to 1200 watts, and it keeps a nice rolling boil. So I'm going to try today brewing an Imperial Porter with seaweed. So the special ingredient that we got given was seaweed. So I've been sort of trying to figure out what to brew, but I think the Imperial Porter will do it justice. Fingers crossed. So we'll see how that goes. A few people have asked recently how they get stuff into and out of, well, I don't have one to hand, the glass demijohns, the small ones. In America, I think you guys have got some auto siphons that fit. One of the companies over here tried to make one, but they made it the same dimensions as their large auto siphon, and unfortunately the neck holes are just that little bit smaller on the glass carboy, so they didn't fit. So hopefully they're going back to the drawing board and redoing it. But I use where is it? One of these, which is a gravity fit one, so you have to purge it all first. So here's a quick clip of me doing that. So hopefully those that are new to doing either small batch brewing or want to split some off and then bottle from it, hopefully they will get something from that and see how easy it can be done. First off, you need to fill all this with water. So the easiest way to do it is turn your tap and just basically have it so that the water flows through, and then use the crimp. So this is now all full. So this is the siphon. It's full of water. So now this is Starsen, and I've got a plug it down here, and you just clip it, and you'll just see the Starsen start to run down through. Close the clip off, and now we have Starsen all the way through this, and then if you've got like a jug that's either this big or a 5 litre one that's full of Starsen, you can just then dump the whole thing into it and rinse off like you would. But that's gravity siphons, easy to use. Just takes a bit of getting used to the fiddling around with the clamp and just the heights. Obviously you've got to be like any siphon. It works better the more distance you've got between the two. So I'm filling mine up because I'm gonna siphon my mead from here into here. So this has got Starsen all the way through it. This was the sour mead I started probably about 3 months ago. It's still a bit cloudy, but it'll give us a chance to see how it's smelling, how it's looking. Maybe try a wee taste and see what we've got there, and try and figure out what the gravity is too. So last time I checked it was 1020, so we'll see if there's been any movement. If not, maybe just that we need to let it sit for a while, let it clear. I'll put some CO2 over the top and see how it goes. But I'll just get transferring this. And as you can see, we've got a sanitised fermenter here, and the other one here. So we'll take the bung out. We've got our sanitised thing, so we'll just put that into there. Drain out the first bit that's not, obviously you don't want sanitizer coming through. Into your beer. So that's that out of the way. Ooh, just need a little bit of extra length on this. Best technique, but there we go. So we've got, you can see the meat coming down. Obviously when you're transferring, you want to transfer from the bottom upwards so you don't oxidise anything. We'll get rid of that out of there. Now I'm pretty sure these fermenters are slightly smaller than these ones at the top, so I'll see what we get. So we'll let this carry on. So as you can see, it's good, it's filled it right up to the top, even with the hydro sample. So we'll just put a bung back in, fill state, and leave it again for, I don't know, until it starts to clear up a bit. The gravity is still that 10, it's actually 102.2-ish, but there's quite a bit of carbonation in it. So it's not changed for probably a good month, maybe a bit longer. I've tested it a couple of times. 102.2, so I mean that's still up at around the, you can see me, up around the 9–10% mark, so it's pretty potent. I wonder what it tastes like. Definitely got honey notes on the aroma. Unfortunately, I have no mead references to go by. I've never had one, but I mean, that's got quite a lot of spark. Got a bit of sparkle in it, to be honest. You know, I need to degas it. Apparently, that can harm everything going on. It's definitely warming. Getting this warming sensation down there. Still got that alcohol buzz. It's still got a lot of sweetness as well. I suppose 102.2, it's still holding out, you know, quite a lot of sweetness for us. So yeah, we'll just let it sit. We'll call it a sweet mead. Those guys who make mead, do you tend to carbonate or not? I'm undetermined at the moment as to what to do. I can't really find anything that says either way, but I have bought the mead book. That is apparently on its way from the UK now. So I bought it off a New Zealand company, but I think they just buy it off somebody else. So interesting. I might sup on the rest of this and carry on. So last time, well not last time, the time before, we were looking at our NHC entries. So I sent 3 of my own up and my wife's. She had her very first beer sent to the National Homebrew Con, so it didn't do great. It just got 11, but there was a C-Tel that the one I can't pronounce. They were getting that on it. I'm not entirely sure if that was the actual beer or if it's just in the process of going up there. And fortunately, I think both beers that sent from the keg were undercarved, which probably didn't help them out. Because I've been drinking it at home, it tastes fine. So I've got the red session IPA. Like I said in the video, I didn't really know where to put it. You know, it didn't quite have the malt base for an amber, but there's no real category for it. But I ended up putting it in the amber/red, but it got marked down for not being malty enough or complex maltiness. And I think they got some hot alcohols. That was the one also where I didn't know how much yeast I was pitching. I did my starter 2 days before, but unfortunately it didn't go through in time. So, which could possibly, you know, so that. But it's still got a 22, which is still in the good range. So that was good. The pumpkin spiced saison that I did here in the shop, one of the special ingredients. that managed to get a 29, and I think with that one, the people who were tasting it, I think went through, did all their notes, and then the 29 is 1 point off a bronze for it, and there's one of the numbers that was changed from like an 11 to a 10, and my feelings are that they just thought there was too many minor flaws to give it a medal, which is fair enough. It was the experimental beer. It's the first time I've ever done that sort of beer with those ingredients. So, but great to see. Obviously that the ferment's going well and everything else is going well through it. It's just recipe at that point of view. And then my strawberry Berliner Weiss that you saw me make here on YouTube managed to get a bronze medal. So that scored a 35. And I think the only thing that they didn't like is it was starting to get some Brettanomyces barnyard sort of notes on it. And I do remember when I was doing the lactic in the chili bin that the pineapple one to the strawberry one, there was definitely almost like a pellicle forming on the strawberry one. So potentially there was some Brett in there. I think we drank all the bottles, so we're never going to find out if anything else would have developed. That's the trouble with only making 4.5 litres of something that tastes good. But yeah, really stoked to see that that one came through, and just shows you can make Berliner Weisses using natural grain and get good natural souring of the wort. So that's great. So that even managed to pick up the best in class for the German section. So which is great, really proud of that. So yeah, so the three that entered, they're all doing much better than last year, I guess is what I was trying to aim at, which has come through, which is great. What else? On the NHE, congrats to anyone else who got medals. I know Paul, you managed to get Paul Wickstead from Time for Another One, managed to get his first medal at this year's event with his S-shaped port. So well done, Paul. It's good to good to see the work's paying off. From down here we've got Rob Ho, Ollie Drake, Paul Fraser managed to get his first silver. Well done, Paul. If I've forgotten anyone, I do apologise. But it's the NHC especially. It's really a good benchmark to see how your beers are going, because they're judged by professional judges to commercial standards. So if you're getting bronzes and silvers and what have you, that is commercial standard beer. So you've got to be stoked. Even in those, in the mid to high 20s, if you're getting those, you're still doing very well. But that's a good solid beer. And it could just be a few little things that just need to bump it up into really good beer. So yeah, we hopefully I'm just trying to nut out the final details, but the Great Kiwi Beer Festival Homebrew Comp will be running again next year. That's the one that's linked in with the Christchurch Festival. So I'm looking forward to getting involved in that, and maybe trying to build a few things around it. And then the other good stuff is the shop. Apparently the guys will be finished doing what they need to do downstairs by the end of next week. So it means we could be moving soon. So I was talking with Bildy yesterday, and hopefully we'll be done and dusted completely by about by the first week of January. So that will give us December to sort of sort the shop out, and get some walls up, get the racking in, and then the display stuff, and then yeah, exciting times ahead. We'll be able to do all sorts of stuff. It won't be such a mess when I'm brewing and banging in stuff. So that'll be good fun. So I don't think I've got much else to say. Enjoy the brewing that you do over the next week or so, and we'll catch you soon. Cheers.